Raila Odinga and ODM lost in MSAMBWENI. Should we talk about it? Maybe not. Maybe yes. An election is an election. And like Raila puts it, some you win, some you lose. So a lot of noise and excitement, normal as it is, doesn't really account for much. That when somebody runs in an election, they can either win or lose. And talking about ODM losing in MSAMBWENI may not be a story. Every journalism story is told first year that the story must be a story. That when a dog bites a man, that's not a story. It's only a story when a man bites a dog. So to say that ODM lost in MSAMBWENI is like saying a dog beat a man. That's a normal thing. But is it really? So this morning again, I want to look at the story from MSAMBWENI, whether there was a man who beat a dog in MSAMBWENI. Truth be told, the MSAMBWENI by-election has a bearing on the future of ODM as a party and on the handshake and BBI in particular. Why? If William Ruto, who was obviously behind the independent candidate in MSAMBWENI, wins in the many coming by-elections, it will be an addition to a trend where ODM lost in Ugenya, they lost in Wajir, Sumra lost in Embakasi, and now they have lost in MSAMBWENI. I know in between the one Kibra, but you cannot count Kibra. Kibra is somebody's bedroom. You cannot count that as a victory. If they lose in Matungu, because truth be told, Kapchai in Bungoma, Matungu in Kakamega, this will be a fight between candidates sponsored by William Ruto and the handshake. Whether it be ANC in Matungu or ODM and ANC in Matungu against William Ruto, if they lose, William Ruto will have gained. Whether Jubilee fields a candidate in Kabuchai and that candidate is supported by Ruto or not, whether Ford Kenya loses in Matungu or not, definitely William Ruto will have won in Kabuchai in Bungoma. Come to Machakos. It is obvious in Machakos that there will be a wiper candidate and that wiper candidate will be the handshake candidate. It is equally obvious that that wiper handshake candidate will be opposed by a candidate supported by William Samoei Ruto. Now, what am I trying to say? Should William Ruto win in these successive elections, he's going to be emboldened. It will set in motion a momentum that could see him come out clearly to oppose BBI. Remember, he's ambivalent, and that is tactful. So far, he has not said he's opposing or supporting. This is very tactful. He's waiting for an opportune moment when he could jump ship. Don't be surprised. It could even include openly being in defiance of the government, including leaving government or Jubilee. Don't be surprised. The guy is waiting for an opportune moment. And remember also that these by-elections are going to be held before BBI, before the referendum. And he can use that momentum when he is emboldened by the successive victories. He can use that to make a serious statement. And my friend from the handshake side, if you are listening to me, the train will have left. the horse will have bolted. You'll try to catch up that horse, you will not catch it. You will not catch it. So I advise you, and that's why now this morning, I look at ODM. Why is ODM losing? Please don't bury your head in the sand, ODM. You are fairly good people. You are the biggest political party, the oldest political party, if you leave Kanu out of it. So be careful. I believe the problem with ODM is systemic. You cannot blame it on an individual or an event or an election or a by-election. ODM has one problem. First of all, the systemic problem has to do with the leadership of the party. The Secretary General of the party is a nice young man, very capable, my friend and my son. If I was going somewhere, I would have to have Sifuna with me. But look here, the excitement of youth is still with him. You need to be around to tame him. And therefore, either you are with him to moderate him, or you let him be processed by getting another substantive Secretary General who is seasoned, who will work with Sifuna, benefit from the youth, from the intelligence, from the courage of Sifuna. But my friend, in politics, one bad word out of 10, one bad thing said in MSAMBWENI will have serious ramifications in politics. And that's why youth, beneficial as it is, an asset as it is, ought to be controlled and tampered in a way. Look at John Buddy, a very good friend of mine. He doesn't cut the picture of a substantive chairman of ODM. I'm only being fair to you, ODM. I'm advising you. You could hate me. The leadership ODM requires some recalibration. Go back on the drawing board, ODM, and look at your leadership. Once you have done that, again, look at your strategies. Your strategies from 2017 have been wanting. I have been saying ODM was always the party, especially against PNU of 2007, the party of brains. That doesn't seem to be the case now. Go back on the drawing board and find out why you lack strategy. Why, for example, you would have known that somebody from Mombasa like Hassan Joho will antagonize MSAMBWENI people, will antagonize the Kwale people. The old rivalry between the Arab people and the indigenous Digo will have played out. You would have known that. If Mvurya, the governor, was not with you, as indeed he was not with you, you would have looked for somebody to benchmark Mvurya in Kwale, your potential governor for 2022, to create a father figure who would have worked with you in MSAMBWENI. But if you needed an outsider, it should have been Amason Kingi to avoid that friction. So going forward, you must understand you lack in strategy. Look for that strategy because it's really critical. If you don't do it, this is going to have ramifications when it comes to BBI. And therefore, MSAMBWENI ought to be used as a lesson by the handshake team. Ought to be used as a lesson by ODM, by being honest, by being sincere to themselves, by looking in and saying, well, what we see in is not very encouraging. Let's reorganize our party in terms of the leadership of the party, which sincerely, if you ask me, it's one thing. Let's reorganize our strategies. For example, you get a deputy party leader in Western, Oparanya from Kakamega. You are in 2017. He's your deputy party leader, the most high-ranking official, but he's also running for governor. Then you let him control your elections, the NASA elections. You are lost. You need to get somebody independent. And for BBI, for example, you need a secretariat that is indeed independent of ODM and the Jubilee. A neutral secretariat that can work professionally. And what I advise political parties, and what I can see BBI doing, and which is wrong, I advise you to have a secretariat of serious people, number one. And number two, let them design strategies. Let them be evaluated by experts and politicians. Let them be resourced. Let them say what they want, how they want to approach the election, if it's the referendum, or if it is Kabuchai, Matungu. The people designing the strategy, the head of the secretariat, in this case Junet Mohammed for BBI and Dennis Waweru, the people designing the strategy which shall be evaluated cannot be the same people implementing that strategy. There must be other people to implement. They should say this is how we want to do it, using so and so, requiring the following resources, and this strategy we are giving it to you. You approve it, and then we roll it out. You oversee us as we oversee those who are rolling out this strategy. But finally, ODM party, if you do not learn from MSAMBWENI, if you think this is just the story of a dog biting a man, this is just another election which you can lose or win, you will be deluding yourself, you will be out for surprises. I know losing MSAMBWENI is not such a big deal, but in politics, perceptions are important, and the perception right now is that you are weak, and this will be confirmed, my friends, if you lose Matungu, as I suspect you will lose. If you lose Kabuchai, if you lose Machakos, my friend, the horse will have bolted. The train, this time not the BBI train, the train of William Samoei Ruto, who will have left the station. You will only hear the whistle. And if it is our old train, you will see the smoke. Don't say I didn't tell you.